got to have some sort of intro music. I don't know what happened that we don't get intro music anymore.
Fired the orchestra.
Well, you know.
Discover the possibilities with wisps. Ask your kid for
Yeah, go ahead and mute that. We'll do a sound check here. All right, mute it. Hey, Scott's on here. Michael Green Hill. That's awesome. Brian, thank you so much for jumping on here. Thank you, Michael. Hey, yes, Taylor's on here. Very cool. Look at this big, go ahead and switch this to one. Big building that we got sitting out here. Holy cow. Look at the size of this thing. It is redunculous. No, it's not redunculous.
It's huge.
It's awesome.
Huge.
It's awesome. Let's see what kind of inches we got talking about here. So it's about 15 and a half. And about 13 if we go all the way to the tippy top there. Big, cool piece of terrain. This is awesome. Jerry came over today. We finally got to sit down and have Jerry come over. And so he spent today putting this part of it together. I hope I took this off of the store. Please don't order this on the store. I think I left it still on there. I need to remove it off the store.
Because somebody opened it. Because he wanted to play with it.
The roof comes off. I'm going to probably end up showing all of this stuff again. So I better not show it too much right now. That thing is huge. Well, thank you so much. Ryan, let's see. Robert Reynolds is on here. We got GW Rules, Michael. We have Sean Hudson on here. Very cool. Sean Hudson over there in he's in Texas, isn't he? El Paso, I think. Ptolemachus, part of the Pennsylvania Ptolemachus there. You don't want to mess with them. They got inroads into the Amish
so before
mafia.
you open this, how much did it cost?
Oh, we don't worry about such things.
Well, but somebody maybe could buy it elsewhere.
We don't worry about price.
$3
when it's something that you want. You just, it's only money. You can't take it with you anyway. Scott, I don't remember what the price was. I guess it's probably still on the store, though. We could go over to the Pulp Alley store.
I think Michael Greenhill says $135.
$135?
You better pay that to the store, bro. This isn't free.
Don't let Bessy know how much it was. Don't let Bessy know how much it was.
Do you need me to type it?
No, it'd be quicker if I left and went next door and did it.
Hey, guess what? It's 8 o'clock-ish.
Is it?
No.
Is it 8 o'clock-ish?
Why does your
Almost.
clock keep going further and further away?
This isn't anything new. You know that clock is always wrong.
Then why is it the big clock in front of our faces?
It's not. That clock is.
That's a terrible clock because then I can't see what anybody's typing.
You don't need to see what everybody's saying.
Oh, because you don't want me to see the $130.
Haven't even started yet.
The $135.
You don't need to see that. You guys don't need to be talking about prices in front of Bessy. Don't be talking about prices in front of Bessy.
That's coming out of your allowance.
She's going to start asking for more for the diaper fund.
You're going to be asking more for the diaper fund.
I'm going to be asking more for the diaper fund.
Oh, and somebody want to buy this slightly used church?
I'm going to sell this church $135. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was a few nickels. That's okay. That's okay, Michael. You can. We're not. Don't sweat the small stuff. Hunter, she blows more than that on her daily delivery of hair products.
I barely have any hair left.
Daily delivery of hair products via Amazon. Who else out there has a wife that you get daily delivery of Amazon products at your door dropped
The
off?
audacity of this man, considering the one yesterday was for him.
Oh, that's true. There was that one day I actually had something delivered.
Yesterday
And
was
you see how
yours.
she holds it against me? You see how she treats me?
I mean, you're the one. I come home and there's literally a stack.
Of her packages.
They were on this side, sir.
Are you guys far enough north that you would call Bessy's
My
hat a toque? Absolutely not. Don't even know what that means. We are in the bitter south. Hey, Mortis005 is on here. Hey, Mortis. Telemachus is on here. E.S. Taylor. What's he saying there? Dang it, I don't have my glasses. I can't. Where are my glasses at? I gotta go find my glasses. I hope they're not next door. I may have to just come up here and stand for the rest of the
You're literally
evening
right in
so
front
that
of
I
the
can-
camera,
so that I
kid.
can read this. Hair products are for me and the Amish.
I'm literally right in front of my camera angle.
Damn it. I don't have my glasses over here.
I'll just have to read it to you.
Okay. I won't worry about reading it hourly, Dave. Let's see. No, I can't get wife to spend money on herself. What? Kenneth said he emailed you about a game. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I just want to know if it's David Lowe, which is like
interesting.
he has a little fake mustache when you do the video call.
Yep. I think it'll look amazingly like David Lowe with a big fake mustache. That hat in Canada is a toque. Some of the northern states know the score and refer to the glorious toque by its proper name.
My grandmother called it a newbie.
Her grandmother called it a newbie. Is it a beanie? Is that a beanie? What are beanies?
Stocking cap is what
Just
I
a
would.
stocking cap.
It's very chilly
Stocking
here
cap.
at Casa Pulp Alley.
It is.
We are currently sitting at 16 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold here.
It's a little chilly.
We don't want to get into all that, though. We have a lot of fun stuff to go over today. Look at my lovely. And I want to take this apart and show you this kit. So, yeah, around $130. And the tower comes off. Look at this. Whoop, 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 whoop. What?
Oh.
What? And it's got, you see what's in there? You see the ladder in there?
Oh.
And then you have multiple levels here. So the next level comes off, and then the next level comes off. And and the roof comes off. Oh my
dear.
Lordy. And then this part is really cool. I like it when they do this. Right here. Check this out. Ba-bam! Like that whole section comes off. So that's really easy to get in there and access that area. So you have the area here. You have the big area there. And then, of course, the roof up here comes off. Look at that. You got down in there. You got the big window. By the way, I'm going to say it again. Please do not order this off the website because I'm not exactly how long it would actually take me to get one of them. Probably months. Because the only one that I have is now gloriously sitting in front of you.
Unpaid for.
that. Isn't that awesome? Very cool. So,
What's left to do on it?
oh, a lot. There is a lot left to do.
Lot.
This has that powder that I think they
yeah.
call it the render powder. Am I
Mhm.
making that up? I don't know if that's a term or not. I may have just made that up. So that's going to put some texture powder on it. So that's going to put some texture and add some additional color. Then we'll put the corner pieces on there, the window pieces. It even has like an acetate with stained glass windows
Oh.
on it. So it
Fancy
has
schmancy.
several places that you can put stained glass windows along the side here. So all of these can be stained glass windows. And then this big rose sort of thing here can be a big stained glass window on that too. And the door is really cool. Yeah, this is awesome. So now the trick is to actually get it into a game. And I'm working on at least a couple scenarios for probably the Bride of the Serpent would be take place around an area like this. So that's going to be fun. All right. This is a wonderful opportunity for y'all to ask questions if you have questions out there. And I want to get back to DW's comment though. The Brits say beanie. Oh, interesting. That's a high-speed of the design. Yep. This is a cool one. I can't read it, sweetheart. I don't have my glasses.
Let's see. Mr. Lowe says it's definitely worth $130.
Can't put a price on hours of entertainment and trade. That is correct, Mr. Lowe. Thank you. See, you can't put a price on it. The price is really irrelevant. You know, when you consider the hours and hours of joy that it will bring to our family, you can't put a price tag on happiness.
I think you can. Okay, what's next?
Sorry, yes. Kenneth sent me an email saying that he was wanting to sign up to do a game of Pulp Alley with us on a live Sunday. So
That's cool.
yeah. And he suggested that maybe, now this was interesting. He suggested maybe having Mr. David Lowe on at the same time and having them go head to head, which is going to be really interesting because Dave is going to have to be putting on a fake mustache.
He's going to have half on one side and just sort of do this, and then he'll switch over to that.
And then he'll switch to the David Lowe side.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. I've seen it work before. So, if any of y'all out there would like to get signed up to play with me on a Sunday, you ought to get signed up. So, send me either an email or hit me up on the Facebook and let me know that you would like to play also. And I want to, we have a special guest, and I'm not going to run it for you right now in front of the church and everything, but we do have a surprise guest coming up in a couple weeks that we're going to have a special guest come on and play a live game with me. So that's going to be fun.
Oh. It's a secret. It's a secret. As you can tell from my face, because I don't know.
Okay, I do have a few questions here. Did I ask him to give questions tonight? If you have any rules questions, this is a good time to ask them. If you have things that you're not, that come up during your games and stuff like that. Is that Sean? I see a Sean on here. Very cool. Hey, Sean, thank you for jumping on. I don't have my glasses on. I can't.
Okay, so Scott asked, any kind of deal on the scenario, the month cards and scenario, some sort of bundle.
That sounds like a good idea. Why shouldn't there be? Of course there ought to be. I don't know what it is. It's a good idea. Probably. Yes, Bessy's working on that as we speak. Any special scenarios of the month cards and the scenarios, some sort of bundle deal? Yes, I think there was one for. I think there was one for the first scenarios book. I can't really remember, but yeah, we should do some sort of combo where you get the China Station book and the cards all together as a single item and put something on there. Our card prices are going to have to go up, and I know that I've mentioned this a couple times, and it's the reality of the crazy world that we live in. So, they have not gone up yet, but the card prices will be going up fairly soon. Not a lot we can do about it. The prices from our printer have gone up, so we have to pass that on. Does the solo deck work with all of the scenarios and campaigns? I don't know. Does it? I don't know. I wouldn't say.
I think maybe.
I don't know why it wouldn't.
I think so. No, maybe Lemuria might be. I mean, there might be some decks you need if you're playing certain campaigns, right? Like the Lemuria decks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't use the solo deck to play through all of that stuff. I can't off the top of my head. I'll just say yes because I can't think of a specific scenario where you couldn't. It's more likely that there are scenarios out there that are not intended to be played co-op. So there are times when we say this scenario is intended to be a versus scenario and you're not supposed to play co-op. And then there are times when a scenario can be not intended for versus also.
Yeah, all
that
of
you're
our
supposed
Scenario of the
to
Months
play it
last
either
year.
solo or you're supposed to play it co-op. So all 12 of the scenarios of the month from last year were all designed for co-op play, and absolutely none of those scenarios should you play versus. Will there be scenario of the month 2022? No, Mark, there will not be. I am taking a break from the scenario of the month. I need a break from it to try and regain my sanity and
hopefully work on Bride of the Serpent book.
Right. Yes.
Campaign.
Yep. So last year I really found myself stretched beyond my ability to keep up, and so something had to go this year, and so the scenario of the month is off the table for one more year. So here's a question that came up that was sent in, and it says, "What does it usually take to get the major plot point?" And I think that's something that's really determined most often by the scenario itself. So there are some scenarios where you can make a beeline straight for the major plot point. You can ignore everything else on the table, just run for the major plot point and do it. If the scenario is set up to be done that way. Oftentimes, I'll give you an example. The very first scenario in the Pulp Alley core book, Smash and Grab, there is no limitation on just running for the major plot point and trying to do it as before anybody else can get there. So you don't have to get a minor plot point or anything like that. You just run for it and do it. And then, of course, once you get to the plot point, you're going to have to face a random challenge. You can get past the peril, then you have to face a random plot point challenge. So if you can complete those, then you pass the major plot point. The other question he had here, for minor plot points, are players supposed to know what item goes with the plot point before turn one? And I think what he's talking about here is whether or not the minor plot points are defined ahead of time. Like, say the final flight scenario, your first plot point is to go to the ticket office. So that's where you're going. For the other league, that they're supposed to go talk to the mechanic, or is it the box? Doesn't matter. I probably got it wrong, but they have a very specific plot point to go after as well. In most of the campaigns, the plot points are very defined. In most of the scenarios of the month, the plot points are defined by the scenario, but not always. Sometimes they are random and you won't know what the plot point is until you draw a card. Sometimes you have to go search for the plot points, and then a plot point will appear, and then you'll have to go look for it and see what it is. So these are questions that are really defined by the scenarios that you play. There is no broad overarching answer to either one of these. So you just kind of have to look at the scenario that you're playing. What cameras do we use? This one here is the Logitech Stream Cam. Really nice for what we use it for. And the weird thing about what we do as opposed to what real YouTubers do.
Hey, we're real. We exist.
No, this is all imaginary. Is the things that we do are very different from what most people do on YouTube. So oftentimes the things that other people complain about are actually a strength for us, and actually the reason the stream cam works really well for us is because it's hardwired in. So there is no connection at the back that can loosen over time and weaken and become unplugged. Instead, I have real live wires that go in there. And if I don't, if I'm not cognizant of how I move my camera, I could damage my wires because, these things aren't really designed to be moved around the table as much as we do it. But having a camera that's hardwired in works a lot better than having one that has that plug in it.
Yeah, because we had a lot of trouble with the previous one.
Yeah. The other one had a wire that plugged in with the connection in the back. And over time, because it's moved around a lot, that weakens, and it just eventually, wasn't working anymore. The camera that is over there against the wall, let's see, switch to camera 2. This is the camera that we talk to most of the time, and it's sitting right here. This is our Logitech Brio, and it's sitting right there. And look, this is Bessy typing to you guys. This is our chat that we squint to see. But this is the Logitech Brio. And then both of those run into an application called Logitech Capture, which is running on that monitor on the left there. And that allows me to switch between those two cameras at will. Switch camera. See, when she pushes that button, switch to camera 1, push it again. There, it switched to camera 2, and so on. So that's Logitech Capture. So when we first started working on all of this stuff, go ahead and send me back to 1. When we first started working on all of this stuff, like a lot of people on the interwebs were talking about OBS, is like the thing that most people use. And when I looked at it and I was completely unfamiliar with any of these things, it looked like a crazy learning curve that I was not willing to spend time on. So instead, I had to try to look around for easy things to do that were within my skill set. So Logitech Capture works great, super fast, super easy to use. It takes no time at all. And I can do live switching. I can sit there and switch cameras on you and like bounce back and forth And that's super awesome. Um, and that's our little switcher. Some people ask us once in a while, what's the little? It's just a numpad that's connected to our keyboard via via just the wireless connection. Like a wireless keyboard. So, and the only two buttons we use are button
1 and 2.
1 and 2. The rest of them do absolutely nothing. But you can buy a $75, $80 piece of equipment to do that, or you can buy a cheapy little numpad, and this works awesome. I didn't know it at the time, but Travis Hyatt over at Command CP uses almost the same setup. He uses Logitech Capture. He uses one of these cool little numpads. So yeah, for what we're doing, it makes sense to kind of do it this way. So anybody that's out there that's thinking about trying to put something together like this, maybe that will help you.
Hey, we have a question up here.
Okay.
Could you give an example of the unearthly ability in action?
So very simply, instead of using your brawl or shoot, you have to replace those skills with either your cunning or finesse. So if Phantom Ace here was going to shoot at Dr. Fang, he could not use his shoot skill. Instead, I would have to choose to use Phantom Ace's cunning or finesse. So those replace the other skill, and those skills have to be used. So instead of getting to roll 4 die 10 like I would normally do with my pistolas, blah, 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 I would only get to roll 3 die 10 for my finesse, which is what I would fall back on instead of, he's only got like a 2 die 8.
His cunning isn't his
Isn't
strong suit.
And then the same way with brawling. So if I was in a brawl and I wanted to attack him and I wanted to use my brawl skill, then I would have to replace my brawl dice with either my cunning or my finesse. And then, so in other words, most of the time, characters that are well built for fighting, they will find that to be a disadvantage when they have to go up against an unearthly character, because they're not gonna, like Phantom Ace is built with 4 dice in his shooting. He's got the veteran ability, so he doesn't lose shooting dice, yada yada yada. So we stack a lot of his abilities into shooting, but when he goes up against Dr. Fang, he doesn't get to use his shoot, nor does he get to use his brawl. He has to choose to roll his finesse or cunning dice. And then the fight is resolved as normal. Simply the skill and the dice are replaced. So I would roll my finesse just like I was attacking him. What that's representing is that you're trying to use whatever trick is necessary to try to defeat that unearthly character. Let's say that maybe it's a character that you have to get a headshot with. Well, that means it's going to be a little trickier to try and deal with him, and you can't just go guns a-blazing or whatever. It's more like an aimed shot sort of thing. So it's really about your finesse or your cunning to try and make sure you get it. The flip side of that is sometimes there's characters that are very smart or very finessey that will actually have an advantage going up against an unearthly.
Yeah.
Right? Take Gage, for example. She has 4 die 8 in her cunning. So if she went up against Dr. Fang, whether or not she was shooting at him or whether or not she was brawling with him, she could choose to use her cunning dice and use 4 die 8. And what that represents is that she's got his number. She knows what his weakness is and how to exploit it. So I hope that answered it. Well, no.
I think so.
Let's hope. DW low. All right. Is that why there is tape on the wire? I'm not sure. Hey, Mr. Luggage, I didn't see you on here.
He's talking about the red tape on the camera
What?
wire.
That's so it's more obvious to me. I just need it to be obvious and visible. So so I have some kind of place to grab it. It's not weakened or anything like that. There's no problem with it. Man, wouldn't it be nice if I didn't have this stupid wire? That's what I'm working on. I'm actually working on replacing all of our cameras and going to a whole new setup, which will include Skycam. But
Yay!
we're probably still like 2 weeks away. We're probably still 2 weeks away from making it happen.
2 days to make it
But
happen.
I was so close tonight. I was so close. Oh, it's almost 8:30. I was so close tonight. I wanted so badly to use the new setup, but it just wasn't quite there. So I gotta wait maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. Do you guys want any t-shirts? So I think I'm gonna put a thing on the store. What was that other thing we needed to put on the store? The bundle deal for the China Station thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should write that down. Let me get a pen because I'll forget that. Oh, I can't get past you.
Sorry.
Hold on, Bessy, sing a song or something. Dance, do a little jig for him.
How's that? Oh, let me just roll up here.
You think you can?
Sorta.
Let's see. Let's see. Bun.
Is that the cat? Yeah, that's a cat.
Can you guys hear that? We have the baby monitor on, but that's the cat. Which Max and the cat can sometimes sound very similar. Blimp can, that is correct. I can relate to that. I need to try and make things idiot proof. T-shirts. So I'm probably gonna add like a pre-order thing for the t-shirts. And because every once in a while I see a good deal where I'm like, you know what? We could do that deal. But by the time I get it, see the deal, like, and ask you guys about it, it's already over. So I almost have to I'd maybe put a pre-order on the store where I get your sizes, I get your color, and I get your design, because I think we'll have probably 2 different designs. We'll either have this design or we'll have the big skull with the Pulp Alley. Some of you guys remember what that one looks like. So maybe 2 different designs, maybe a couple different colors, and then also your sizes we'll need to know. So I'm going to try to get that added to the store. I'm going to try and get that added to the store so that y'all, if those of you that are interested. And the tricky part is that I got to have a fairly decent number of people pre-order the shirts for us to really be able to do it. So, like, I'll probably just have to start with, because I don't know what the actual final price will be. Maybe just do like some sort of deposit. When you pre-order the shirts, you put down a deposit, and then you let us know how many shirts also that you want. Like, I'll probably get 5 shirts myself, and maybe a couple extra for Bessy too. So I can make up quite a bit of the numbers just in what I wear, because a lot of my shirts need to be retired. They've got horrible stains on them.
Chili stains.
Because I wear them every day. All right. I guess we got to stop there. Real quickly, somebody asked, when will the dice cups be back in stock? And they are officially back in stock on the store.
Yay.
So that was my last question right there. Boys and girls, thank you so much for watching us. It really does mean a lot to us. Take a moment right now before you leave and make sure you have hit that like button for us. If you're not a subscriber, please make sure you get subscribed. That means a lot to us. And that's it. We definitely need to make Amish War Disc t-shirts. Huh? What? Like armor?
Idiot Luggage wants a t-shirt with an Amish War Disc on it.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know that we could ship those. That could be stopped.
Well, it's
Just the design.
a graphic. It's
You know
not
what? I was thinking
literally.
maybe a patch too, like a Amish War Disc patch. That might be cool
Ooh,
too.
and then you can literally rip it off and then
you could rip it off and throw it like probably severing people's heads.
we can only hope.
And the head's popping off and the blood squirting like that. What?
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds
We should go now.
perfect.
Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye, boys and girls. Cue the credits. Wake up the orchestra.